Hi, this is Danny Doyle, and welcome back to Fire Emblem Awakening 0% growths. We got some more supports. Cherche supports with Robin. No surprises because they spent a ton of time together. We get the automatic parent supports from Morgan and Robin and Crom. Which, sure, whatever. And then I believe Morgan also, supports Lucina because they're siblings. They can stick together on the bench. And Laurent and Rickon have gotten to B, which I believe doesn't actually change the stat boost. C and B are the same tier, and A and S are the same tier. It does change like dual attack rates if they were to be paired up, but the stat boosts are what I care about with them because they're mostly there for rescue purposes. I am going to go ahead and use a feature of Awakening that I haven't yet this playthrough. I find that in hard mode, I typically don't need forges until kind of late into the game. I'm struggling to decide whether +2 or +3 is the amount that I want. They get real expensive real fast. I think I want a +2, because she has a lot of stat boosters for killing Cervantes. So let's go ahead and call it the Mustache Clipper. Wait, did I spell mustache right? There's a C there, isn't there? Oh no! Okay. Whisker cutter, maybe? Well, we can just not have a space bar there then. Does Clipper fit? Is Clipper and Cutter the same length? No. Okay, so it's got to be Cutter. I hope you're enjoying the engaging gameplay of me choosing a forge name. Whisker Cutter. For killing Cervantes. That seems about right. Awakening, like, it lets you go up to 8 alterations as opposed to Tellius, where, like, you can just get the max of each. But it's also, like, it's very expensive. Oh, I spelled whisker wrong. Okay. Whisker. After trying multiple different names of Forge, because Awakening has like just one character short of all of the names that I wanted, I ended up just going with Stash Cutter. It is unoriginal, but we're using it to cut a mustache, despite the fact that it's a hammer. Therefore, the least sharp axe that I could possibly forge, TBH. But yeah, all reliable. Stash Cutter. So, yeah. I forgot to record the successful attempt of naming it, though, unfortunately. Alright, we're here on the actual map. Cherche has had a speed tonic in order to reach a doubling threshold later in the map that I will point out when we get there. We are in Bow Country. That's the, in some people's opinion, frustrating, but in my opinion, extremely fun part about planning out a clear of this map is that, so, It's a kill boss map with ambush reinforcements. The solution is to kill the boss quickly. However, the map is covered in water. So the solution is have your boss killer be a flyer, which is also just like generally a good solution because you get deliverer on flyers. So, you know, if you want to get a one turn, you can set up a like rescue chain and just one turn kill him immediately. However, if you want to get the side objectives, which are these thieves running away with droppable items, there's some units with droppable items, like some enemies that will actually attack you, you're probably not going to spend, I already showed the Speedwing, but you're probably not going to spend just one turn. You can get some number of them, but probably not all the ones you want. I definitely can't. So, instead, you gotta sort of like plot a course up the military that doesn't put your boss killer in range of any of the bows. One additional complication to that is that if your flyer of choice is a Pegasus, a Griffin, or Pawn, they also have to deal with this guy with the droppable beast killer, who will deal effective damage to them, because Pegasuses and Griffins are considered beasts, and Pawn is always a beast. Not just because she's a wonderful unit and is beast mode, but also because she's Bunny, and Bunny is beast. So here, just because I don't feel like dealing with him, and also because I want the beast killer, Gregor gets that, immediately drops the Blessed Bow for the Killing Edge for enemy phase. Sairi, I think where I want her is this side. I'm gonna attack with the Killing Edge. If she dodges, it's like fine. I'm planning around her not dodging. But it does make things slightly easier. It saves me a physic use. I would have liked her to have gotten a crit on one of those two and gotten him killed. It makes for a slightly easier enemy phase for Anna. Oops. I will go there. Oh wait, before we do that, Libra's gonna rally as well. Attack with Nosferatu. I don't actually care about Tharia getting experience or anything in terms of that. The only reason that Tharia is engaging that fighter is because it's one less enemy that Anna will have to fight. If I trigger a dual attack with Laurent and kill it, then it'll be dead. And otherwise, unless Anna is already kind of weakened, also in character she got the bully on, she's not, like, the fighter will likely go for Tharia because she's the weaker unit. I guess we do the dance for Rickon? Sure. He sort of doesn't have anything to do after rallying. The dance is just to get Olivia further moving towards special dance. Which I'm pretty sure is at 20 in this game, which feels like you're never going to reach it. I like it better in Fates, where it's on a level that you would reach. It's on 10. Granted, on Fates, there's like maps that you can just spam dancing, and in particular, like, you can spam dancing in the prologue and just always have special dance, or you can spam dancing in Azura's joining chapter in Conquest and just have special dance always as well. So, you know, having it be at 10 is not without its share of problems. But, you know, that's just sort of how it goes. There we go. Anna with the critical. I love how, Like, she's got fucking almost 30 crit. Swordmaster, as if. That's the funny thing, is like, Sairi is a Swordmaster, which is supposed to be like the crit class or whatnot. But because she doesn't get supports, she's usually gonna have less crit than people who do. Although I guess Anna's also a character who doesn't get supports, and I just, like, because I supported her up with Robin, she does.
Another happy customer.
I'm a very happy customer, Anna, and yes, I am going to continue to make that joke because my commentary is unoriginal. Okay, so now we turn off this zone and find that if we kill this guy, which that is what the tonic was for, is she needs that to double him. Well, actually, she didn't in this case, because he rolled down on speed. But it's possible he ends up with 20 speed, and she needed the extra 2 to double him. Well, she only needed an extra 1, but you can't get tonics in increments of 1. So that means that she doesn't have to deal with a flyer on this side of the map. Would briefly like to see... Okay. Silver Lance. Because this guy's got speed wings and I want them. I really don't want to put Sairi in range of a Silver Lance Falcon Knight on enemy phase. So I might have to see if Libra can rescue her out. Like how far his rescue range goes. Oh, it's just far enough. Perfect. So yeah, I can Steel Sword him and then rescue her out. The Avatar only support characters, I touched on this during my commentary on the Morgan Paralogue, but they annoy me because they're like, it feels like a waste of a character. He would attack with an axe. I think she's probably fine in that instance. So instead I'll go Rally. And by Libra, I of course mean Rickon. But the Avatar only characters annoy me because they're like, they feel like they don't really have a place in the world. I mean, Anna, I guess it makes sense because she kind of doesn't, but she has a support with Tiki. Like she's here just as fan service. Like it's just like a cheeky reference because Awakening was supposed to be the last Fire Emblem game, and Anna's been in every game, so they made her playable as like kind of just like, yeah, we can do it. Like we're throwing everything at the wall. And then they ended up like, through nature of her, I mean, she's a joke character, but so will all the Awakening characters. But she has a support with Tiki, so it makes it feel like she has a place in the world. Even though I guess her support with Tiki is just like, hey, pay me money, hey, pay me money, hey, pay me money. Because that's all of her supports. But like, Sairi, for example, only supporting with Robin makes it feel like she doesn't have a place in the world. Like, Long Q is from the same country as her. Firion is from the same country as her. Cherche is from the same country as her. Why doesn't she have supports with at least one of them? I get low support characters are a thing in Fire Emblem. And I'm not opposed to them either. I like it when I think it can say something about a character when they don't support with too many people. When they only have like 1 or 2 people who they'll support with. But in the case of the Fates and Awakening games, the characters that can only support with the Avatar feel like they don't have a character. They don't have a place in the world. especially when there are people who they should be able to interact with in the game. It's just always frustrated me. But yeah, Cervantes warning us there will be reinforcements soon. And I'm warning him there will be dead mustaches soon. Let's just make sure there's no droppables in range that I desperately want. The short spear would be nice, but I'm not getting it. I guess I can go for this Master Seal, right? Nice, Rickon. So Olivia can reach to like there. Doesn't matter that she's like in ready to get wrecked range because like Cherche 100% kills here. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I guess he could theoretically trigger Pavise, which I'm egg on my face if he does. Okay, I guess we go for a Thunder crit. Hope that that happens. Because she's been critting like crazy. There we go. So we got the other Master Seal after all. And then, time to cut some stashes. My whiskers are safe against you. But yeah, Cervantes doesn't even have a lance. Like, I don't know what I would use lance breaker for if I had stayed in Griffin and gotten it. Anyway, that's the military. As much as it can be frustrating, like resetting due to bad RNG, I love that chapter. I love planning clears for it. I love it and the Meyer chapter, despite being like generally thought of as sort of bullshit, are two chapters that I love because they're like especially because they're late enough in the playthrough that you might have different resources depending on how you've been investing things. Just figuring out how you want to use your tools in order to ensure a boss clear is very fun. And now we're moving on to a chapter that I dislike a lot. This is the Fort Steiger chapter. I hate it. Like, comment, and subscribe if you want to hear me complain for 30 minutes straight while I try to figure out how I'm going to do this one I'm probably going to do a massive warp chain, because, like, or rescue chain, because, like, this chapter's toxic.